Hi there, I'm Brian Whitmore, Director of the Russia program here at SIPA, and this is a vertical video. It's not just some faraway sea of which we know nothing. It's not just some obscure naval skirmish in some remote body of water with an exotic-sounding name. And it's certainly not one of those times to call on both sides to de-escalate and exercise restraint. Russia's seizure of 3 Ukrainian ships in the Sea of Azov this weekend was the latest chess move by an aggressive Kremlin regime that's determined to forcefully put its old empire back together again. And whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, the Sea of Azov has now become ground zero for European security. The Sea of Azov is the new Sudetenland. What's immediately at stake here is Ukraine's right to freely navigate international waters in accordance with international law. What's immediately at stake here is southeastern Ukraine's access to the sea. But what's really at stake here is Ukraine's full sovereignty and, by extension, the integrity of a rules-based international order. So, there's a choice before us. Do we still live in a world where international law is upheld and where the sovereignty of all states is sacrosanct? Or do we live in a world where empires lord over their protectorates and vassal states? Do we live in a world where might makes right? Nearly 5 years ago, Vladimir Putin's Kremlin regime forcefully and illegally annexed Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula and got away with it. And today, the Putin regime is attempting to forcefully and illegally seize the international waters of the Sea of Azov. And here's one more thing to bear in mind for those who think this doesn't concern us. History shows us that every Russian imperial project begins with Ukraine. But history also shows us that no Russian imperial project ends with just Ukraine. Keep telling us what you think on Twitter and on Facebook. I'm Brian Whitmore, and this was a vertical video.